My favorite movie, which I originally was just going to make a standalone video about, is getting a series, and nobody's talking about it. Hello, I'm Jack Bubbles. Welcome to Coffee Chat, the chat that talks almost about everything. They released a poster announcing that it would come in 2024. The original video I watched was pretty wrong in describing it, so I dug a little bit more and found out it's gonna be kind of explaining or taking a look at directly what happens pretty much after the movie with Megamind's whole turn and arc. On the poster art, it does look like they're trying to keep to the original animation style, which I am super excited about because the original style just made it so iconic and it didn't look like other movies. I sound super disinterested, but this is like my favorite subject. I just woke up and started to record this video, so I don't know why my morningness hasn't gotten out of the way yet. Stylistic choice. The animation is really beautiful, and I do think that they captured expressions especially well, and those really make the film just 10 times funnier as well, and they really just capture emotion so well, whether it's very dramatic or slight, as well as just the motion and just everything about it. The entire movie, the entire screen, that's what I'm talking about. Audio. Now, I feel like we don't talk about audio a lot unless it's a song or a very beautiful soundtrack. But if you sit and watch a movie without any footsteps or all that stuff, you start to actually notice it, and you notice it a lot more than you originally would. So I feel like not only did the sound team, the design team, and capture the sounds perfectly, but also I was listening to the entirety of the soundtrack while I was drawing this, and I noticed something very, very interesting. It uses the same riff, which is a very common thing to do. It really builds a familiarity with the music and the audience in the movie. And it was so beautiful, just all of the different aspects, and it had acoustic, it had a little bit of rock too, and it had orchestral, and I was like, oh wow, I've basically memorized this track, and I knew I memorized it, but listening to it on its own feels so dramatic. It is just a beautifully constructed thing. There was only one song where I was like, oh, but they added it in, it's all. The voice actors were casted absolutely perfectly. I feel like all of them working together just felt so natural and like a real conversation, which is really hard to achieve. It takes a lot of work to do that. And I can also see how the recasting of Megamind might make a lot of people go, whoa, because I feel like this is a movie people know about and they just don't talk a lot about it. Hold on, I have to look something up. I was trying to look up the casting for the Button of Doom, but that was actually the original, which I think that might be the route they're going. Now, if you don't know about the Button of Doom, it kind of when you see Megamind, it kind of is it's a funny little add-on to it. So it sounds great, it looks great, and that's what I'm kind of expecting with this show. I feel like it's going to be extremely similar to that, which honestly I don't mind, because it's more Megamind and it's fun to watch, and it may be not the movie, but it's not trying to be like the movie, just an add-on, and I think that's what makes it more likable, that it's not trying to be like the movie. I mean, what's on the screen right now. But also, I wanted to mention, because I was watching the movie as I was editing this, I feel like it's also interesting how they built up the characters to respond to the same situation in a different way. See, Megamind and Hal went through the same situation, varied causes and varied relationships, but still, and you see two different characters respond in two different ways because they're built in a specific way differently, respond to things differently, and it made it that much more realistic. Also, the amount of foreshadowing in this film is insane, yet you still can't predict the plot. You can't predict what happens, and that's what makes it so mesmerizing. And even when you do watch the film to its completion, it's super cool to see all the Easter eggs, which when people people put things in the background or outfits or characters, it makes you pay attention a little bit more, and I think that's just a really cool aspect, especially as someone who likes to create things. There's a lot of things that you can take note of and learn from this. To grasp it completely, I would honestly just watch or rewatch the film. There's a lot of cool aspects that you may or may not have missed. But yeah, I just revoiced this video. There's probably more that I meant to talk about and I might be forgetting, but if I do and I decide to write something, it will be in my website, link down below. But thank you guys for all the amazing support. New Year's right around the corner and I can't wait to see all that happens. What are your guys' predictions for the show? Have you seen the movie? And all that stuff. Comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed day, sweet as blueberry pie. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye.